Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM20 story, Climbing with Cliftonville, with me, Daniel. It's part 14 today and we are back for a double header in the Danske Bank Premiership. And the first game today is what appears to be, and what we suspected at the start, will be our title race this year. It is first place Cliftonville v second place Larne. Just 1 point separating us and we're back on top as Larne slipped up in a recent match. But otherwise, it is so close. Larne have the better goal difference. They're blowing teams away. Linfield just dropping off. They've lost star players. They've not signed as well. But aside from that, it's all looking good. Larne are up there with us. It's going to be one of us too. And we've just got to make sure we get into Europe again next year. We've got one extra place in Europe as a nation. However, because of the situation with the coefficient and the start of the Europa Conference, it means there will be no Europa League qualifiers. So if you finish second, you're straight into the Europa Conference qualifiers. A better chance to get to the group stages and more coefficient points, but a less reputable competition. So the champions go into the Champions League qualifying, and that has to be our aim. As a result of Larne's recent slip-up, we are the only invincible team at the moment, and today we'll also face Glenavon in midweek as well. A side that have started well too, they're up in 5th place, and we've got a pretty good team there, so that's going to be a difficult one as well. But the finances are holding up well, the players are coming into form, and we are starting to look like one hell of a good side. We've got a cup final to enjoy as well, a semi-final coming up too. So this season is going to be epic, as today we continue to renew our rivalry with Larne's manager Gary Haveren. So if you're looking forward to all of that, please do chuck a big thumbs up in the video. A massive thank you for your support with the series still. I'm absolutely loving it. We've of course got our youth intake preview to come in the next episode, as well as January transfer window action and our first cup final of the season. So plenty more to look forward to as this season goes on, and hopefully a more extensive European campaign the year after. But we have got to talk about form, because there are some superstars at this football club. Since you were last with me for the Ballymena and Institute game, I know the Ballymena one was frustrating, but since then we have won everything. We've just started conceding goals again, which is a bit of a concern. We've rotated the squad in 2 cups, so I'm not going to get too worried just yet, but today's game might give us alarm bells. So since you were last with me, a 2-0 win in the Shield quarter-final, that at home to Larne. They rested a few, so did we, but we still had some stars out, and Edsa and Makande got a goal apiece. Away at Coleraine in the league, a 2-1 victory, Middleton and Edsa with first half goals. Josh Carson got one back, but it wasn't enough for the Northern Irish international. In my favourite competition, the Tunnocks Caramel Wafer Cup, we beat Partick Thistle 2-0 at home, Joe Gormley and an own goal in the first half. A 5-1 win away at Glentoran in the league, a Hepburn Murphy hat-trick, Gormley and Makande with one each, and Navid Nasseri for the home side, of course of Linfield in real life now. And then we beat them opponents, Linfield 1-0 away. Connor Johnson with a first half header. Linfield don't look the same side this year. They've lost a few and they've not replaced them. It's been a bad window for them. They let Basti and Harry go for 150 grand. It's worth nearly $1 million now. They lost Michael O'Connor to Larne, who would have been his replacement. They've lost the experienced Chris Casement to Cheltenham for a few thousand, and a couple of others on frees. And although they've signed Vam Oberbeek, who's had a decent year, they've only signed 2 other players. Sammy O'Hare, who's a youngster, not yet in the first team, and John McGuigan from Coleraine, who is a fringe player at best. So a bizarre window for Linfield, and they're really suffering for it this year. So that's why they're struggling a little bit. But since then, we've won 3 more in November. A 2-0 win at away at Dungannon. Hepburn Murphy and Middleton with second half goals this time. A 3-2 win for our backup side against Barla, the Welsh side. That in the quarter-final of the Tunnocks Wafer Cup. Klukas got his first goal for the club after a return from a long-term injury. He's doing okay at 28 now. So he might not last long here. He's got a contract to the end of the year. And to be honest, he struggled a little bit, but he's got an assist in the league and in the cup as well, and he's also scored his goal in this competition. So he did okay. The other goals both from Michael McCrudden. And then against Crusaders in a Shield semi-final, a 4-2 win. Hepburn Murphy, Gormley, Makande and Noah Daly. So that means we've got a Shield final against Glentoran coming up. That's away in January. And then in February, we've got the semi-final of the Tunnocks Caramel Wafer Cup. And we will be facing St Mirren's reserves. So I'll be interested to see how much of the first team turn up for that one. But loads of Danske Bank action in the meantime. The Irish Premiership title race hots up. And we are basically playing 2 games a week from next month. And that is just because of our success in other competitions. We're playing every Wednesday or Tuesday. And it's making things a little bit more difficult. So I hope you're looking forward to all of that as we go and get into today's first game. It is Larne in the title race. It is the biggest one for us. And we've got our bogey side coming up over Christmas. We've got Larne coming up again. We need to make sure we're still on top here. We're in excellent form. Larne lost their last game and we have got our strongest 11 available. With Galbraith coming back in for Craig Story, I think we're just about there. No new contracts yet. We have tried with a couple without success. But this 11 and 18, and this squad generally actually, is so much stronger than last year. So I'm hoping as we get to that 2 games a week, we'll hold out better than others. Whereas last year, that's where we started to fall apart. So we've got Ben Anick in goal, Wilson and Burke the fullbacks, with Shotton and Johnson at centre half, Galbraith alongside Edser in the middle, McCanday and Middleton on the wings, and then Gormley and Hepburn Murphy up front. 11 goals in 12 starts in the league, 13 goals in all competitions, and we have to find a way to keep this man. He's turned into the signing we thought he'd be. But let's get into the first game of today. Let's beat Larne and then let's keep the title race ahead against Glenavon. This game is going to be crucial and we cannot afford to lose it. 4-4-2 for our rivals, all of the big boys out. The big summer signings, the likes of McGrory and O'Connor in the team, Baumer the centre half as well. Other signings like Kerr, who's now the skipper. They've got Soulé and Tilney, some of last season's stars. And Smith up front is just coming into form. Still got $5 Mark Randall on the bench, still earning more than over half of our squad. But we're going to tell the lads, pick up where you left off and get out and show us what you can do in this half. The tunnel interview's big. This is seen as the big game in Northern Ireland this year. We seem to know that this is the title race on the line. So let's get into it. The first half action. Hopefully we'll come out on top. Well, 25 minutes gone. The stats would suggest we're dominating, but we've not seen anything yet. At the bottom of the table, Ards are 2-0 up, but we're in possession on the left here with Toby Edser. He's got Galbraith with him, but he goes for the big switch, and McCanday can't get there. And now it's headed away to Tilney, and Kane Wilson will chase and fight to get back to him. Tilney gets there, beats Wilson in the challenge, comes away with the ball. 2 inside of him, one's Lynch. Lynch to Soulé. He's got a man over on the right, but instead keeps the ball, then eventually does find McGrory. Chance to cross, beats the fullback into O'Connor, and Galbraith and McCanday combine to head away, but Lynch picks it up again. It is relentless pressure from the visitors, which we haven't seen all game. McGrory beats the fullback again. Ryan Burke's had a shocker out there, but a shot straight at Ben Anick, and he deals with it comfortably. 0-0 with 27 on the clock. We're still going as Anick clears downfield though. Gormley down to Edser. 2 over the top, but got man out left as well. Edser brings it down for Burke. Burke takes on the fullback. Chance to deliver. There's 3 in the box. Back to Edser. Is he going to deliver it? They're just keeping the ball. Into Middleton, sorry. Middleton shot just wide. Nearly called him McCrudden for a minute there. But the chance goes begging. And despite our early dominance, we're not able to get ahead with half an hour gone. Though Kelly's playing out at the back again. Larne try and switch it long and McGrory gets there first. Back to the keeper though. No real urgency to get forward. They just want to keep possession as Mitchell finds Kelly. Chance to come forward. Here's the man going long again and it finds O'Connor. Smith's running off him, but he goes back instead. Oh, Soulé nicks it. It was nearly Joe Gormley's there. Tilney beats the fullback Wilson. Gets back to him, but doesn't stop the ball across as Lynch picks it up 30, 40 yards out. Finds Soulé in the centre circle. We're forcing them back, but it's out wide to Tilney again. He beats Wilson. He's in one-on-one. Tilney's shot straight at Anick. And despite our dominance, it's Larne with the shots. And that's something we've got to be worried about, as they've got to throw on the left again with Jarvis. Back to O'Connor, and now Jarvis again. Into Soulé, unmarked 30 yards out. We don't want him to shoot from there. Lynch to O'Connor. He has got time. Switches it to McGrory. The left back can't get there. He's beating him again. Wilson heads away to Tilney on the edge. Galbraith hacks it downfield and Soulé gets there. It's all Larne. Larne are dominant at the minute. It's Soulé. Galbraith nicks it though. It's a 3-on-2. Galbraith in on the right. Gormley's with him. Hepburn Murphy's with him. Galbraith goes alone. And it's just over the crossbar. 0-0 with 10 to the break. This game could go either way. We've reached half time. We're going to go more positive because we're just starting to get pushed on the back foot a little here. The other results aren't really affecting us. Linfield not in action and no one else good enough to compete. Institute have been a good side. They'll be on the way if they can keep hold of that striker, as we had an early chance in the second there. Shotton heads away to Galbraith. I mean, both teams when attacking are leaving a 2-on-2 at the back. And Middleton's got it on the left for us here. A chance for us to take advantage. Toby Edser on the edge of the box. Back to Burke, the left back. Goes for the shot. Oh, Ryan Burke. What a first goal for the club that is. Ryan Burke screams it in at the near post from 25 yards. An unbelievable effort really from the left back. And that's the sort of thing that you just need once or twice when you're struggling. An hour on the clock, it's 1-0 to Cliftonville. And as it stands, we're going firmly in charge of the title race. But Mark Randall, the big money man's on now, as he goes back to Jarvis, the left back. He's got a man inside of him, finds Randall, the substitute. Chance to go forward, switches to Soulé, plenty of space there to Lynch, and Burke, the goal scorer, clears downfield, and Hepburn Murphy gets there. Wonderful touch to find Joe Gormley, shoots from the edge of the box, but it's straight at Mitchell, and to be honest, he probably should have done better than that. 25 to go, it's still 1-0. Hepburn Murphy's a bit nervous actually, so we're going to demand more from the boys as Mitchell picks it up, and with 20 to go, Larne playing out from the back. Ben Tilney to Jarvis. He's got two inside of him, one of them's Mark Randall. He goes downfield to O'Connor. Haven't seen much of that striking duo up top, both big summer signings, as Jarvis gets it at left back again. Down the line to O'Connor. Smith is in the middle if he can find him. Back to Tilney, into Soulé and heads just onto the roof of the net. We got away with one there, and with 15 to go, it is Cliftonville hanging on. We've got Wilson at left back, not playing great and a little bit nervous, so Connor McDermott on for him. On the right wing, McCanday's had one of his poorer games, so we'll bring on Noah Daly. And we'll just leave the last one for 5 more minutes. I'm thinking it will be Joe Gormley. But we'll wait and see if Hepburn Murphy gets nervous again. We're not going to do it. 12 minutes to go. Joe Gormley stays on. Hepburn Murphy with a rare rest. Target man for Nathan Austin will try and make it stick a bit more. 10 to go, still 1-0. And we're back with 4 left as Larne playing out from the back. They've brought on Dylan Davidson on the left wing. A little bit more pace. Perhaps not quite so much guile like Tilney, but they're just going direct now. As Mark Randall gets it downfield. Switch of play, Ryan Burke heads away. What a game that man's having. I said the first half he got beat a few times. Second half, he's been unbeatable. But Dylan Davidson, the sub, coming forward on the left wing. Oh, great effort. Good save by Anik. Holds on to it as well. But what a substitution he's been. On the left-hand side, it's Jarvis. Larne really throwing it forward now. Randall crosses. O'Connor's there. Blocked to the edge of the box. Burke hacks it clear. And is out for a throw-in on the other side. With 3 minutes of stoppage time remaining. Apologies for the big smack of the keyboard as we are time wasting. And we're eager to get that on. So let's not pass into space. Let's slow the pace down. And let's just drop that line of engagement. 3 minutes remaining. Can we hang on? We did this on the last day of last season as we held off Larne for second place. And this time we've done it to keep in the title race. Ryan Burke with the winner, his first for the club, an absolute screamer. And in an even game, we nick it 1-0. We move 4 points clear of Larne at the top of the Danske Bank Premiership. And now what we've got to do is ensure consistency. We've got Glenavon with a suspension due to a late red card. And we will be facing them in 3 days' time. 4 days, sorry. Wednesday night we're playing Glenavon at home. And we'll be back for that big game in a moment. We're back to face Glenavon on Wednesday night. We've had a really good week so far actually. We were Manager of the Month yesterday. We've been offered a new contract by the board today, or been told we would. So we're looking forward to the next few weeks now. And we've got a new lease of life here with Cliftonville. We face Glenavon at home today. We are heavy favourites to win. But Glenavon won 3 in a row as well. And that included the game they ended with 10 men at the weekend. So that's going to be an interesting test for us. I don't think any of the other big boys are in action. Linfield still haven't played that game in hand, and Larne not in action today. So Gary Hamilton's side will be in action against us, and we have got to try our best to get over the line. We've never lost to Glenavon, but we need to keep winning now. We need to keep that gap at the top as big as possible. As we saw last season, as a semi-pro side, we might fall away. But let's have a look at who's fit from the weekend's lineup. And actually, everyone stayed fit, so I think we can do the same again. We look in a really good position physically. Galbraith struggling a bit because he's been on international duty last month. But aside from that, everyone's great. Noah Daly unhappy at the club, but he is really improving in training. So he might get his go in the first team soon. But as it stands, that's the 11 and 18. Exactly the same as the weekend. And we'd be delighted if we could secure the same result. Let's go and see if we can. 4-4-2 for our visitors. Some bizarre squad numbers in there. But either way, a pretty decent side. So let's just go and talk to our boys, encourage the team, try and get them on the front foot. And in the first half, we'll see if we can get a lead again. Let's go and get into it and see if Hepburn Murphy can re-find his scoring boots. Well, it's almost immediately we've got the chances. Middleton crosses for Johnson. Early set piece from the right. It's a wicked delivery, but headed just over the bar, I'm afraid. Still 0-0 with 12 minutes gone, as Johnson comes forward to Kane Wilson. Over the top to Gormley. Flick down as far as McCanday. On the right side, chance to cross. He's challenged but still comes out with the ball. Back to Kane Wilson. Two inside him, crosses himself. Gormley down for Edsa. Edsa shoots and that is wonderful. We said we were delighted when he came back on loan this year, and he has scored an absolute rocket from the edge of the box. 1-0 Cliftonville, thoroughly deserved, and Toby Edsa, an absolute star of this series already. Half time, no further highlights at all. A 1-0 lead, Glenavon no shots on target. It's been a very solid first half, but as we've seen a few times this year, when it's just one, you can still have a scare. So I'd love to get a second early, but it's Glenavon who have got the corner. So the back post which shot and heads away. And now McCanday can break down the left. There is no one up with him for Glenavon. They've got one man back. He can't get him. Because McCanday's into the box on the left side. 6 or 7 streaming forward. And in the end, his man's been brought down. Joe Gormley will take the penalty. But what a wonderful run that was from McCanday. From a deep defensive area to get all the way up the pitch and give Joe Gormley the chance, and he scores into the bottom corner, down to the keeper's left who cannot save it, and it is 2-0 to Cliftonville, and surely that's game over. 7 points clear with a game more played. This could be a wonderful way to end the day. As Lamore picks it up on the right hand side, Glenavon coming forward with Robbie Garrett, chance to switch to the left to Reed, and he's got a man over as well. But it's back out to that right wing. A 2-on-1 situation, but it's back to Garrett, and we're pressing really well. The fitness is improving, the quality's improving, and McCanday's nicked it on the right again. High up the pitch, he beats 2 and goes alone, but his shot's tame. He could have laid that in for Gormley again, but we'll forgive him after the last run. Robbie Garrett's got a yellow card as well, and coming up to the hour mark, we're on the front foot again. Burke plays a 1-2 with Hepburn Murphy, into Glenn Middleton. Murphy into Gormley, and his shot's just over the bar. Snap effort first time, but just beat the woodwork as well. An hour gone, 2-0 and comfortable, and it's going to be time for changes soon. A few of these looking complacent, so let's get them concentrating. That didn't really work at all. Not good feedback from that one. As Middleton picks it up for Burke. Down the left we come again. Ryan Burke going all the way. He's a new man after that goal at the weekend. To Middleton. 2 with him. One of them's Toby Edsa. He can't do it again, can he? Back to Galbraith. Oh, he tries to do it instead. Johnny Tuffy, brilliant tip over the bar. And we'll just see out the corner before the changes. Middleton delivers. Outswinging delivery. Gormley heads away as far as Johnson. Almost like a defensive header there. Ryan Burke picks it up and the highlight ends. We've got a free kick on the left with Edsa into Ryan Shotton, who's offside. I thought he looked it, but there was no immediate sign. But it remains 2-0 and changes will have to be made now. Let's go and rest Galbraith because he's a little bit tired. Is there anyone we can bring on from in the middle? I think it's going to have to be Craig Story. On the left wing, we're going to take off Middleton and replace him with McMenamin, someone who's not got on often this year. And on the right again, I mean, McCanday's rated 6.5. That's so harsh. I'm going to replace Hepburn Murphy with Noah Daly. I just want to give him a chance up front. Advance forward on attack. And we'll try and get him game time where possible. 15 to go, 2-0 Cliftonville. And another wonderful performance. We've now equalled Larne's goal difference. The full-time whistle goes with no further action. No further incident whatsoever. And it is 2-0 to Cliftonville. The Gormley penalty and Toby Edsa at his best again. He wins man of the match. And we go 7 points clear. Yes, Larne have a game in hand. Yes, they're a professional side. But this is starting to look really good. If we look at the schedule to see what's coming up, when's Ballymena next here? That is 5 games time. So that's where it could all go wrong. We've got quite a nice run until then. But then the likes of Linfield and Larne at the start of January. Ballymena away, the bogey side in December. I think we're going to come back for that duo. Linfield and Larne at the start of January. We'll see how those are getting on. And of course reflect on our youth intake preview. And perhaps, maybe some transfer news as well. But a wonderful double header, a wonderful set of results, and it leaves us 7 points clear at the top. We've got a cup final to look forward to, a semi-final in February as well. Everything is looking rosy this year. So if you did enjoy that episode and that successful double header, please do put a thumbs up on the video. We can't get too excited yet, can we? We threw it away from a similar position last year. So let's not go presuming with one things. But either way, between all of these competitions, surely we can win our first trophy this year. Surely. I mean, we've got a final that's not against Ballymena. Surely we can't lose. If you want to see more from this series, subscribe down below for daily FM20 content. A very quick reminder that next week this series will go full time. So 7 episodes a week, Monday to Friday at 4:30, Saturday and Sunday at 1 PM. The Dorking Wanderer series is finished and Cliftonville will be taking centre stage on this channel. The weekly live streams will continue every Tuesday morning at 10 AM, so please do pop in and say hello if you can. And of course, all of the real world football content continues over on the podcast channel. We've got interviews with plenty of players that are featured in this league, both past and present. And we've also got weekly championship predictions, topical podcasts and matchday vlogs to come as well. So a massive thank you for your support with this series and with both of the channels in general. I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you next time for more with Cliftonville as we go daily. We'll be back tomorrow and we'll be hoping we can get one over on the title rivals.